There are moments in life when your hands hold nothing, but your heart is full of faith. There are moments when everything around you feels dry, yet deep inside your spirit you notice a stirring feeling, a whisper, a quiet shift. You may not see it, but you can feel it. Something is coming together in the unseen world. Listen closely, because this is the moment when unexpected money from God begins to find you. This is not luck, this is divine timing. God is about to release a blessing that will shock you, that will go past your understanding, that will place you for your next level. You see, when God decides to bless you, He does not look at your bank account. He does not check your job status. He does not ask people for permission. When God decides to send provision, no man, no system, no economy can block it. There is a supernatural flow of resources that belongs to the faithful. And when your heart lines up with divine purpose, heaven begins to move toward you. Some of you have been walking through a season of lack, a season where it feels like everything has been drying up. The bills are growing, but the income is shrinking. The responsibilities are multiplying, but the resources are limited. Yet in that same dry place, God is preparing an overflow. Because whenever the need grows, the supply of God multiplies. Whenever you are stretched, you are being placed for supernatural provision. Do not measure your future by what you see right now. God is not boxed in by your wallet, your job, or your business. God is limitless. He is the source of every stream, the provider behind every supply, the builder of every miracle. When God decides to send unexpected funds, He can use anyone, any situation, any event. He can cause people you have never met to favor you. He can open doors you did not even know were there. He can make what was once blocked suddenly flow with plenty. There is a law of divine timing that rules them. Flow of provision. Sometimes God delays so that you may grow in trust. Other times God holds back so that your faith can mature. But when the appointed time arrives, there is nothing that can stop the flood of blessings that carries your name on it. Some of you have prayed and waited. Some of you have cried in silence, wondering if God heard you. I am here to tell you, not only did He hear you, but He is already moving. The funds you need, the opportunities you have prayed for, the breakthrough you have been waiting for, they are finding you even now. There is a realm of divine economy where God supplies needs not according to human systems, but according to His glory. This means He does not depend on earthly channels. He works by divine creation. God can create something out of nothing. He can make money appear from sources that did not exist before. He can shift hearts, redirect paths, and move resources to your direction. When your faith becomes the currency, God becomes your endless source. The reason many never experience unexpected provision is because they lean on their own calculation instead of divine revelation. You cannot calculate miracles. You can only believe for them. You cannot plan divine help. You must trust for it. God is not asking you to figure out how the funds will come. He is asking you to believe that they will. Because the moment you believe, heaven begins to release. Let me tell you something. Faith pulls provision closer. When your faith cannot be shaken, resources are drawn toward your life. Faith opens portals in the unseen world through which God's blessings flow. That is why you must never let your circumstances silence your faith. Even when the account is empty, say to yourself, God will provide. Even when doors are shut, declare, God is still opening another. Even when people say it is impossible, whisper in your heart, nothing is impossible with God. You see, unexpected funds are not only money, they are divine confirmations that God has seen your faithfulness, your sacrifice, your patience. Many of you have been faithfully small. You have done your best with what you had, even when it was not enough. You have given when you barely had anything to give. You have helped others, even while you were in need yourself. And now, God is remembering you. When the time comes for divine payment, it does not come in small portions. God never pays back what you lost. He multiplies it. God never returns what was taken. He restores it with abundance. If you lost one opportunity, God will open 7 more. If one door closed, 10 more will open. This is the nature of divine abundance. God does not bless to maintain. He blesses to expand. Sometimes the unexpected funds come in ways you do not expect. It may come through an idea that suddenly turns into profit. It may come through a delayed payment that finally arrives. It may come through a person who unexpectedly decides to help you. But however it comes, recognize it as divine movement. Do not call it luck. Do not call it coincidence. Call it what it is, the hand of God. Do not underestimate the power of divine arrangement. God knows how to place people, shift moments, and create events, just to make sure your blessing reaches you. You may not see how it is going to happen, but God already has a plan. The same way He sends rain to a land that was dry, He is sending resources to your life that was once barren. The rain does not ask permission to fall. It simply obeys the word of God. So it is with your blessing. When the command has been released, nothing can stop the flow. There are some of you right now who feel forgotten, who feel invisible. You have been praying, working, planting, and waiting, yet nothing seems to change. But I tell you, this silence is not absence. God's delay is not denial. The unseen hand of God is working in your favor. He is bringing together the right connections, preparing the right conditions, and placing you for a miracle that will silence your doubts. There is a divine step before manifestation. There is always preparation. God will never release what you are not ready to manage. So while you have been waiting, He has been building you up. While you have been hoping, He has been teaching you how to handle abundance. Because when unexpected funds find you, you must know how to keep them, grow them, and use them for purpose. You are not meant to live in financial fear. You are not designed to struggle without end. God created you to walk in abundance, not just for yourself, but to be a channel of blessing to others. When God blesses you financially, it is not just provision, it is assignment. He blesses you to bless others. He provides for you so that you can become a provider in your generation. You are entering a season where divine provision will become your testimony. The same place where you once cried from lack will become the place of overflow. The same hands that once had nothing will hold abundance. The same wallet that once was empty will become a vessel of generosity. God is not finished with you. He is about to show you what divine favor truly looks like when unexpected funds find you. Remember this: gratitude grows provision. The more you thank God, the more heaven releases. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Stop complaining about what has not come and start thanking God for what is on the way. Every word of gratitude creates a sound and a spiritual realm that pulls more blessings. Gratitude is faith in action. You see, many people block their own blessings with doubt. Doubt is the thief of divine flow. It creates resistance in the channel of provision, but faith clears the pathway. So even when your eyes see lack, let your mouth speak abundance. Even when your situation looks empty, let your heart declare fullness. Because when your confession lines up with your belief, heaven answers with release. Some of you are standing on the edge of your breakthrough. The funds are already assigned to you. The only thing that remains is your readiness to receive. Be sensitive in this season. God may give you instructions that lead to provision. He may whisper an idea, guide you to a talk, or open a door through service. Do not ignore divine signals. Sometimes the smallest direction unlocks the largest blessing. You may not realize it yet, but the path you are walking is already filled with divine appointments. Every closed door was a redirection. Every disappointment was a setup for divine delivery. God has been arranging things behind the curtain, and soon you will see why everything happened the way it did. The funds that are coming are not random. They are purposeful. They are meant to fulfill something bigger than you, to fund your calling, to support your vision, to bring forth divine destiny. When unexpected funds arrive, do not let fear grip your heart. Do not question whether you deserve it. Do not shrink the miracle by doubting it. Receive it with bold faith, because when God gives, He gives fully. He does not add sorrow to His blessing. He gives peace. He gives joy. He gives purpose. This is not temporary money. It is divine supply tied to divine purpose. Lift your expectation higher. Stop expecting small. Stop limiting what God can do through you. The same God who feeds nations can feed your family. The same God who multiplies oil can multiply your income. The same God who turns scarcity into plenty can turn your situation around overnight. He is not the God of just enough. He is the God of more than enough. When God decides to favor you, He does not ask permission from anyone. He does not check who approves of your blessing. He does not study your background, your education, or your connections. When the appointed time of divine release arrives, it will break every rule, silence every critic, and pass over every barrier. The same people who once looked down on you will soon look up to you, not because of your strength, but because the hand of God has chosen to lift you. God is about to command a flow of resources toward your life, so great that even those who doubted you will have no words left. But you see, divine provision is not only about money. It is about timing, alignment, and obedience. God does not release abundance where there is disobedience, because provision follows purpose. Some of you have been wondering why your breakthrough seems delayed, but God was shaping your character to handle the blessing. He was teaching you stewardship, discipline, and humility, because what is coming is not ordinary. It is supernatural provision, meant to sustain not just you, but many connected to your destiny. When God begins to send unexpected funds, you will notice that it does not follow normal logic. Suddenly, favor begins to follow you. People start remembering you. Debts that seem forgotten begin to be paid. Opportunities arise from places you did not expect. The timing will be too perfect to explain. That is when you will know this is the move of God. Because when God moves, it is never random. It is always exact, careful, and purposeful. You must understand something. God's provision is often hidden behind direction. When God is preparing to release a blessing, He will give a divine idea, a prompting, a simple step that unlocks the miraculous. Many ignore the small instructions because they seem small, but those who obey them see overflow. The gap between lack and abundance is often one step of obedience, one act of faith, one choice to trust God past reason. Sometimes the funds you are waiting for will come through divine connection. Someone you meet by chance, a talk you did not expect, an invitation you did not plan for. But behind that connection, there is a divine plan. God arranges people like pieces on a chessboard. He knows who to place near you, who to remove from your path, and who to send into your life for a particular moment. You must walk with sensitivity in this season, because divine opportunities do not always come wrapped in gold. Sometimes they look ordinary, but they carry extraordinary purpose. The realm of divine provision is spiritual before it is physical. Before the funds reach your hands, they are first released in the unseen. That is why your faith matters, because faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. When you doubt, you weaken that bridge, but when you believe, you strengthen it. The moment you line up your faith with God's promise, the unseen. In this season, God is raising a new generation of people who will walk in financial anointing, not for luxury, but for purpose. These are people who will fund movements, build dreams, and lift others out of poverty. You are one of them. And God is preparing you to be a carrier of wealth with wisdom, prosperity with purity, and plenty with honesty. You will not just receive, you will share. You will not just earn, you will empower. Do not underestimate the power of prayer in unlocking provision. When you pray, you are not telling God of your need. You are lining up with His abundance. Prayer releases permission for divine action. It activates angels, shifts atmospheres, and opens gates that were locked. Every time you pray with faith, you are creating paths for your blessing to find you. And the more you pray with expectation, the faster those funds locate you. Sometimes God will use your enemies to bless you. The same people who mocked you will become the ones God uses to support your next chapter. This is how divine justice works. He turns shame into lifting, mockery into honor, and opposition into opportunity. So do not despise your critics. They are part of your divine plan without knowing it. The key to drawing divine wealth is peace. A restless heart cannot receive from God. Worry creates spiritual noise that blocks divine communication. But peace creates stillness. And stillness is where directions are heard. When your spirit is calm, you can hear the voice of God clearly. And when you follow that voice, you will never lack. There is a divine law. What you release multiplies. When you give, you do not lose. You set off increase. The more open your hand, the more God can fill it. Many people hold too tightly and therefore block new inflow. But those who give freely with faith and joy never run dry, because the hand that gives becomes the channel through which heaven flows. If you want to live in steady provision, become a giver. Do not worry about how big your need is. God's supply is greater. Do not calculate what you lack. Measure instead the greatness of the one who provides. The same God who feeds every creature on earth knows exactly what you need. He has already assigned your portion. You do not need to chase after what is already yours. Just line up your spirit with divine timing, and what belongs to you will find its way home. When you walk with God, money becomes a servant, not a master. You are never meant to be held captive by fear of money. God wants you to be free, to live from a place of trust, to move from survival to stewardship. The moment you stop chasing and start trusting, resources begin to follow you. Open doors begin to look for you. Divine funds begin to locate you. Some of you will soon see a financial shift so sudden that it will humble you. You will go from not knowing how to pay one bill to handling multiple streams of income. You will see God's hand in every transaction. You will see His fingerprints on every open door. People will ask how it happened, and all you will be able to say is it was God. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine truth. God is not limited by your environment. He can bless you in a desert. He can grow you in a drought. He can lift you in a land where others are struggling. When you are lined up with His will, you become an exception to every economic rule. Divine favor does not depend on earthly stability. It depends on spiritual alignment. Every day, speak abundance over your life. Speak as if it has already happened, because your words are seeds, and seeds create harvests. When you speak faith, you plant prosperity. When you speak fear, you plant scarcity. Choose your words carefully, because your mouth is a tool of making. Let every statement be a reflection of your trust in God's endless supply. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not unlucky. You are chosen. You are being prepared for something greater. God's silence has not been neglect. It has been strategy. He has been arranging things for your good. And when the showing comes, it will not just meet your needs, it will pass them. You will have more than enough. Enough to build, enough to give, enough to rest. In this season, place your heart with expectation. Expect divine surprises. Expect sudden favor. Expect open doors, because God always meets you at the level of your expectation. If you expect little, you receive little. But if you expect great things, you draw great things. Expectation is the womb of manifestation. Right now, the heavens are open. God is releasing a wave of financial miracles, and your name is written on it. You have entered a divine season of favor, a time where what was once delayed will now speed up. The waiting has not been wasted. Every prayer, every tear, every act of faith has built force for this very hour. And now the blessing is being released. When the blessing of God begins to flow, it does not knock softly. It floods every corner of your life. It comes suddenly, turning dry ground into fertile land. It changes the empty vessel into a jar overflowing with provision. You may have gone through years of financial drought, but one word from God can change your story in a single moment. That is the mystery of divine timing. You can struggle for years, and then in one day, one phone call, one opportunity, one act of favor, everything changes. When God moves, delay becomes speed, and lack becomes abundance. Understand this, God does not just send resources, He sends reminders that He is your final source. Every divine provision carries a message. I have not forgotten you. Many times you looked at your hands and saw emptiness, but God looked at your heart and saw faith. That faith was the seed that started the release. God honors those who trust Him when nothing seems to make sense. That quiet confidence, that steady belief, that calm assurance that says God will make a way becomes the magnet that pulls blessings from the unseen into the visible. When you live in awareness that God is your provider, you will stop chasing and start attracting. You will realize that wealth is not something you run after. It is something that is drawn toward divine alignment. The closer you move to God's purpose, the closer resources move toward you. This is the law of divine closeness. Everything that belongs to you is already on its way. You have only to stay in faith, stay in peace, and stay in position. Because the God who promised is faithful, and He will bring it to pass. Lift your eyes. Lift your voice. Lift your expectation, for the season of overflow has come, and it carries your name.